This is a Beanbag Chair Media production.
Hi guys, and welcome to Anime Noise.
I'm Garrett. I'm a performing musician by trade, graduated with a bachelor's degree in music production, and have been binging anime for almost 2 decades.
And I'm Emily. I'm a classically trained violinist and have been indulging in the animes since I was a wee little human.
And this is an anime review podcast, where we help the new viewer decide where they want to start while taking the superfan on a deep dive into the overlooked realm of music and sound effects. Good morning, anime fans. It may not be morning for you, but it is morning for us.
It is most certainly morning.
It is Friday morning, October 1st.
Ooh.
Yeah. It is officially day one
Of spooky season!
Yeah. And we are back at it with none other than High School of the Fucking Dead.
Or Apocalyptic Academy. High School of the Dead.
Yes. Yes, indubitably.
Indubitably.
So hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of
Anime Noise.
Cool, let's get
Whatcha?
right into it because Emily has work in a little bit.
I got work.
Fuck. This is where we get right into the notes. This show aired July of 2010 through September of 2010. It has 12 episodes at 24 minutes each. And one sexy beach OVA. That was a pretty sexy beach OVA.
That was a very fiery OVA.
I really enjoyed that one. That was really funny, too. It was quite the change of pace. Like, still on the same track as the rest of the show, but way more comical. And
not so many
fan-servicey.
zombies.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Whew. That was
That was
hot.
something.
That was hot.
Emily's she's getting turned on thinking about it. Look at it.
Stop it.
Look at that.
Stop
The
it.
genre for this wonderful anime is ecchi, action, horror, fan service, harem, apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's like kind of in the happening of
both.
apocalyptic.
Yeah.
But either way, this is another title that's banned in China, so it's got to be good, right?
Oh, that's how you know it's good.
That's how you know it's
If
good.
it's banned in China, you know that it's actually really good.
That's not entirely true.
That's We're bullshitting. It's too early in the morning. We are bullshitting. Go ahead with the summary, Emily.
Cool. All is sexy and grand in Takashi Komiro's high school until the zombie apocalypse flips a switch and sends him and his friends on a journey to survive and find out what the hell happened.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's a good summary.
Thank you.
You didn't spoil anything. You guys should watch this fucking show.
Yeah.
It's comical. It's gory. It's actiony. It's got everything.
It's got cute little anime titties.
What? You say cute little anime titties?
Yeah, by little I mean ginormous.
Yeah, this is like
And anime booby physics.
it's got boob physics, okay? It's got its own anime boob physics. The laws of physics for titties in the show are different than the regular laws.
Definitely.
Way different.
If you check out our Instagram post, if you don't follow us yet, go check that out because it gives a great example of what we're talking about.
This is the perfect anime for, well, my teenage boy fantasies, that's for sure.
I thought you were going to say fucking. I was like, well, yeah, I mean.
No, God, where's your head at? I see. We're never going to get this episode done. The studio that did this was Madhouse. It was licensed by Sentai Filmworks. The director was Tetsuro Araki, who we also talked about in our Attack on Titan episode. The sound director was Kazuya Tanaka, who has also worked on Flowers of Evil, Hack Quantum, the OAV, Kami-sama Kiss, and Occult Academy.
I'm all caught up with Kami-sama Kiss now.
Great.
Okay.
I haven't seen a single thing of it.
I know. That's my Garrett's Not Here anime. The sound effects were done by Kiyotaka Kawada. He did Akame ga Kill, B&A Brand New Animal, Date Alive, Little Witch Academia, Misfit of the Demon King Academy, and Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out.
Sweet.
The original creators, so we have one for story and one for the art. The story was done by Daisuke Sato. He was known as a board game designer, a novelist, and a manga writer. He wrote a lot of alternate history novels, so it's very strange to see High School of the Dead as something he created, because he did things like alternate Japanese warfare type of stuff, like just alternate history things.
But actual history. So now he's doing alternate Japanese future.
Yeah, I guess so.
Zombie style.
A game that he most notably created was Red Sun Black Cross, which he created from a novel he wrote. Another manga he created was Imperial Guards and Triage X. Unfortunately, he passed at the age of 52 in 2017 from a heart disease.
God damn it.
I know.
May he rest in peace, because you earned a lot of respect from me, that's for sure.
The art was done by Shoji Sato, so the whole thing stayed in the family. He is a former assistant of Koshi Rikudo, who created the Excel Saga series. Another name you can find his works under is Inazuma, his pen name he uses to publish various doujinshi and running an erotic genre group, the digital Accel works. He's also illustrated Futari Bochi Densetsu, Triage X, and Fire, Fire, Fire.
Well, they have like a whole little family production going on.
I know. Now, there's something that I want to add here about the continuation of High School of the Dead. For people who read the manga, you know that it went on hiatus. It went on hiatus actually because of the earthquakes that had happened in 2011. And so it went on hiatus, and they had just come back. I think he wrote a couple of chapters, and then he passed.
Goddamn.
So Shoji Sato, and this one goes out to all of our Western friends here in the States, South America, Central America. When somebody who's created something passes away, and you know that this is like, you really want it, you kind of need to be respectful of the people who are actually creating this, because there were a lot of people in the Western areas who were like beaming Shoji Sato, like, when are you going to finish it? When are you going to continue it? And he's like, without Daisuke, there is no finishing it. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm so sorry. I love that you want to finish it, but please, like, understand where I'm coming from.
Well, yeah, he doesn't feel like he has either the right to finish it, or just his heart's not in it. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there are rumors that it's going to be finished, and he said that the only person that he would finish this for was for him, because he's the only person who knew where the story was going to go.
Yeah.
So that's what I got. That was a little tidbit of information. Also, just like, stop being such assholes. God.
Well, that's just the internet for you. People don't actually do any research. They just want things.
Just
give
me the thing.
They just want to consume. Give me. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I hope there is a season 2. I know that, like we keep talking about, it's rumors that there is a season 2 coming out. I hope that it happens. If it doesn't happen, still go watch the show.
And that's
it's
okay.
so good. It's so good. There's a lot of unanswered questions, like, sort of towards the end, but then the OVA kind of, it answers a few of them in a way.
Very, very small amount of questions.
Yes. All right, let's get into the music, shall we?
Yay!
Sweet. It is that time. It is time for opening number 1 of High School of the Dead. It is called High School of the Dead by Kishida Kyoudan and the Akeboshi Rockets.
I love that name.
That is a great name. It was released in August of 2010 as their first major debut single on the album Pop Sense, released June of 2011. It peaked at number 10 on the Oricon. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm honestly not surprised. I love all of the music from this show. That's not true either. The OST. I love all the
we
openings
like the things
and the
that
endings.
happen before and after the
Yeah, the OST
music.
is. I had a few that I liked, actually, but we'll get into that in a minute. This song opening number 1, was actually remade this year, and we, of course, included it in our YouTube playlist. A little bit about Kishida Kyoudan and the Akeboshi Rockets. This all started with Kishida Kyoudan as a one-man band covering anime and video game songs in 2004. The one-man band grew in 2007, and they released their first single in 2010. In fact, their first 8 singles were featured as anime openings and endings.
That's crazy.
That's fucking nuts. Jesus Christ, that's awesome. They've also been featured in Gate, Strike the Blood, Alder Ramen and On the Sky, Hakata Tonkatsu Ramens, and a certain scientific railgun.
I want to watch that Hakata Tonkatsu Ramen.
I've only heard of the last one, honestly.
I've heard of Alder Ramen in the Sky.
I've not heard of that one. Well, listen to the song, shall we?
Yes!
It is time. Here it is, opening number 1, High School of the Dead. This song kicks ass, yo. I like how they briefly drop the music for a second.
Yeah.
Let it ambient out a little bit. And they have a couple of ornate things going on. And then they bring you right back. They hit you with it, with the energy again.
You know, and the way that they remade the song, she like refined her voice a lot more.
I mean, it's been 10 years.
Yeah, she's refined her voice a lot. So it's like, there's not a lot of those like almost pitch breaks that she kind of has. But I feel like I like this version better. It just sounds a little more like fitting for the anime itself.
Sounds raw.
Yeah, it sounds raw.
It's because I'm sure it was like, you know, in the moment, recording for this, it's like super exciting. Redoing it is a totally different thing. You have to channel, although you may have gotten technically better at your craft and how you sing and how you play, the energy behind it
doesn't have to be the same.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's completely different. It's 10 years later. So I fucking love that song.
I love that song.
It is a great OP. Let's get into the lyrics.
Okay. Short amount of lyrics here. Having lost my shaken sense of reality, my emotions are piling up like rubble. Where will they go? Holding on to my crushed dreams, I ran, cutting mindlessly through the crimson rain. At the end of my collapsed feelings, what will I see? What will there be? I do not yet know. Without a sound, all our fleeting futures simply unfold before us. The vanished lights and shadows, the last words, all I wished for was tomorrow. Where is this reality?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the lyrics were
Yeah.
going to fit.
Yeah.
Just because,
It's called High School of the
fucking
Dead.
song is called High School of the Dead. It's supposed to fit.
Yeah, the last line is, passing through the crumbling landscape, what will I learn? What will I hear? I can no longer see without breathing a word. We simply have to continue to choose a single fleeting future.
Yeah, of course you have
That's
to choose that single fleeting
absolutely
future.
Positively true.
The single fleeting future of getting into awkward, super sexual situations with the women that are a part of your team. While running from zombies and killing them.
Yeah, well, that song fits.
That song definitely fits.
It fits 100
Check it off
100
the
times over.
list.
Yeah, it's
Sweet.
All right, we are going to move straight into this OST.
Let's get in it.
We do not have much to talk about, but it has 25 tracks, including the OP and the first ending. It runs about an hour long. Easy listen.
Very easy listen.
Very easy listen, especially if you like a good beat. Released on the Genian Universal label, which is now, I think it's NBC. I don't remember what it is.
somebody acquired them, I'm sure.
Somebody definitely acquired them. Yeah, NBC Universal Entertainment, Japan.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Released in 2010. The composer is Takafumi Wada. We have talked about him a little bit before in our 7 Deadly Sins episode. We didn't really give much of a background on him because he was not the main composer, but he did compose alongside Sawano. He has also worked on Seraph at the End, Ride Back. He was the jingle writer for Xenoblade Chronicles X video game, and the arranger for Those Who Challenge God's song in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's worked on a bunch of stuff, but those were like the most notable things that I was like, people might know about this.
Well, I'm sure that there is an audience for this OST in particular.
Probably.
But just to start you off, guys, we weren't huge fans. There's a few songs that we starred that were just better than the rest of the OST. And some that there was a couple that were really good. There was a couple that were just like good for what they gave us. And then the rest was like,
meh.
It was okay. It wasn't, I don't know. I expected a lot, especially after the first 2 songs, because the first 2 songs were really good. And even my first notes were already loving the timbres for Zombie Apocalypse. Very good choices. And this OST, I think, is going to surprise me. And that was by song number 3, the second song we listened to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even mine by the third one was, I said, a lot of fun horror movie elements in this OST. Perfect. But that got old very fast.
Well, I put, is going to surprise me, and then I drew an arrow. I was like, maybe not, by number 7.
Yeah. It just, the first 2 songs we were like, oh, these are awesome, because it was fresh ears.
Pulse was cool. Yeah. Signs of Hell was very cool.
That was actually really cool.
They did some cool tricks on number 4, like saturating vocals. That was very cool. I can give you guys an example of saturation, probably in post-production here. Actually, yeah, I will do that with my voice right now. As I'm talking, you can hear the saturation in my voice. It sounds distorted, a little bit scratchy, maybe fuzzy is the right word. But they do that, and they layer in clean vocals over the top of it. It was very cool. It's a cool way to do it.
They did a lot of cool techniques, and they stayed very true to the horror genre. But it was like the entire OST was just sound effects.
Well, not just that, but it was also like very drum and bass inspired, like EDM drum and bass. And it was too much at times. Like it took away from some of the compositions
and some of the orchestral parts. Like I think there was one piece that was like purely just orchestral, and that was one beautiful. That was a great piece.
The composition is very good. I think that some of the instrumentation choices are questionable at times. I can understand why they were chosen, but probably would have gone with something else. Like if they were making it this year, they redid this entire OST, definitely should go with other things.
Yeah.
Technology's gotten better. MIDI sounds have gotten better. Man, I don't think EDM is the proper choice for all of this. I don't think drum and bass is the proper choice for all of it.
I think when they are like, and I get that most of this OST or most of this anime is them running around and like fighting zombies and stuff. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense to keep those parts kind of cohesive. But
of course,
at the same time, you could use different genres of music to express different like moods of running. Like, are they kicking ass and fighting the zombies? Are they losing to the zombies and they're like, oh my God, our life is about to end? Like, there are different parts that you can do, but they use the same exact thing for all of the zombie running parts.
Yeah. I mean, this came out in, 2010?
2010.
Yeah, 2010. And the whole thing reminds me a bit of, like, the cheesy sci-fi movies from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just sounds too much like that. And it takes away, in my opinion, from the emotion of some of the scenes. Although if you are just staring at boobs, you probably don't. You won't see anything. You won't hear anything.
Yeah, you won't hear anything.
You only hear the titty physics.
Did you have any other overall notes?
That was pretty much it. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I only had 2 overall notes. One of them was horror sounds and a lot of.
Well, which ones did you star?
Full star?
Yeah, full star.
13, 16, 19, and 23.
13, 16, 19, and 23. Well, I have 13 and 16 starred.
Okay.
And I don't have 19. I don't have 23. I have 22 full starred. That was the only other one I full starred. 13, 16. Did I have any before that? Oh, and number 10. A Friend's Death.
Oh, I had no notes for that. That's right.
I have.
You were like, that was pretty cool. And I was like, I had no notes.
I have a couple of half stars.
I have quite a few halves. And I say quite a few, like I've got more than.
I don't have that many half stars. I have a couple sort of at the beginning, honestly, because I wasn't sure
Yeah.
what level we were going to get, as far as quality of the OST. I do have some negative stars. I have 2 stars that I'm like, don't do this. Don't this is a bad idea. This is not a good piece. Yeah. That was number 12. And which was the other one? Number 21. A Woman's Honor was dumb. But then they hit us with number 22. And I was like, okay, you saved yourself.
Yeah. I feel like that was definitely, 22 was definitely fitting for Psycho. But A Woman's Honor, I feel disgraced. Like, I feel like somebody has treaded upon
I don't know
my womanhood, and I honestly stomped all over it.
I don't remember the scene that it went with, so it could have fit the scene better than like a standalone song. Again, we pull this out and we analyze it almost for standalone, and then we see if it fits the scene too. Like it could have fit the scene.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of times where we've been able to be like, okay, standalone, this sucks, but in the anime, it actually makes sense.
Yeah. Still could have been better though. I think a lot of these compositions just could have. It was a bit lackluster for me. I don't know.
It's hard to say because the music would never really shown through in the anime. Like there was never a moment where I'm like, this is cool.
That's true.
Throughout watching
it doesn't stand out.
Yeah, it was like, even last night when we were watching Tokyo Revengers, there's parts of the music that really like.
Well, yeah, there's
even like
Tokyo Ghoul, absolutely.
There's different parts of different things where it's like, okay, the music stands out and it makes sense and it's not taking away from anything. But with this, I don't remember having a moment where I'm like, oh, that music's pretty cool.
Yeah, mostly it was like, oh, sweet, titties.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, more titties. And oh, zombies are dead.
Zombies.
Dope.
Cool. I only had 5 half stars.
Well, do you want to just jump right into the full stars, or do you want to talk about any of the negative ones before we do that? Actually, yeah, let's get this shit talking out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's get the shit talking out of the way.
Can I start by saying that the overuse of the Enya type of vocals?
You didn't like that? Well, you hate Enya.
I hate Enya.
So that was you're a little biased on that.
Oh my god, it was so much. There was just too much of it. There was no variation of that particular vocal timbre and just phrasing. God, it was overused.
Yeah, I could see that.
Ugh.
That's not the thing that got me. I really want to talk about, if we're talking about negative things, I want to talk about number 12. It's called the Takagi's Take Action.
You really did not like this digital synth.
This starts out really cool. It's a little militaristic, small militia kind of tone. It feels very disciplined and like that great leadership sort of emotion. Terrible fucking synth choice. Ruins the whole thing. They set us up so well, and all the composition of it is actually really good, but that fucking synth is so distracting. They end up putting in some cool drums, and the strings are great. And because of this one synth, because it's so loud, it's mixed in too loud, and it just does not fit the rest of the timbres of the piece. It does not fit the emotion of the piece. I think they were trying to maybe make it more like the rest of the songs in the OST, which was also the wrong move because the rest of the songs in the OST aren't really that good. They overuse crappy synth tones. And I don't know if it's for the cheese factor of the fact that this is a zombie apocalypse show and it's a bit cheesy. It is. But could have been way more badass. I even wrote down at the bottom, this could have been a home run of a piece, but that synth just ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, it was not good. And right before that was the cheesiest of cheesy songs.
The cheesiest of cheese. Oh, yeah. I actually like that song. It made sense.
I just can't do it.
It's called Alluring Women.
But they put all of the cheesiest of cheese in the groupings of 4 songs.
But the layers, that's true. But the layers that were used in that piece, it was good. It was arranged really well.
Yeah, well, they arranged it with every single cheesy thing you could think of.
Yeah,
They've got
of course.
the bloop, bloop, bloop from the violins. You've got the chimes. You've got all of it.
Yeah. It's called Alluring Women.
Yeah, I know. And they could have at least used a saxophone, and that would have made more sense.
I don't remember if there's one in there or not.
There's not.
there was pretty much everything. Yeah, it was. I don't know. I thought that piece was pretty fitting. It was one of the few.
It was gross.
I didn't think it was
I thought it was
amazing.
gross.
It was. That's perfect. Then it worked. That's exactly what they were going for. I think.
Alluring Women is not supposed to sound gross.
I mean, they were grossly alluring.
You're gross.
All right. Well, let's play something.
Okay.
For our lovely audience
we had
here.
13 stars,
Yes.
so we're right there. We're right there.
Yep. That's right. We just talked about 12. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's jump right into 13. Lucky number 13. Here we go. Requiem.
This is actually almost the opposite of what the name makes it seem like, because this was
It's
the happiest,
very happy song.
happiest Requiem I've ever heard in my life. There are so many happy chords and happy phrasings and instrumentation that just don't make me think of a Requiem.
There's your Enya vocals.
Yeah, I know. I said they were overused, and this is what I mean.
It's a very pretty piece, though.
It's not, the Enya vocals aren't as bad as number 2, Pulse. That was
Also-
strangely Enya.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but absolutely you can, actually. You hear how cohesive the instrumentation is and the vocals and the mixing tricks for that kind of reverse electronic kind of digital sound. It's high pitch. It's laid back in the mix. It's panned really wide, so it's coming out of the far sides of your headphones. And it sits and blends in with and blossoms out of the music bed as a whole. It's composed and arranged really well and produced really well.
Why they couldn't carry that on to
They didn't do it with all of them.
all of them. I just want to know what they were thinking when they thought of Requiem. Did they
I don't know. I guess Requiem could have been the wrong title, but
I've heard no minor chords at all.
there's
And there's a minor chord. God damn it.
Yeah, this piece is done really well. Even the synth and the bass, the synth bass and the bass itself sound good together. And the only thing that could have gotten carried away was that kick drum, because if they had played it any more or any louder, it would have been too intense.
It would have been too much.
So good job, guys. You did. You nailed that one. That one was good. That one impressed me.
And then right after that song, you have the second cheesiest of cheese songs. And then you have ominous ones, which I think I
That was okay.
I had mentioned to make it our intro, so maybe that's our intro song. Who knows?
Maybe.
They had there's like a little laugh at the end, like
Oh
that
yeah,
they
that
did.
was creepy. Yeah, it was like warped and super
Yeah,
deep.
yeah.
Sounded like a Bowser laugh or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was cool. Then we get to 16.
Yeah, and
Takashi's
16
memories.
was very similar to 13 in terms of everything really blended very well. They did a very good job about blending the instrumentation, the tones, the panning.
Guys, I do want to mention too, like I don't know if these were starred because we compare them to the rest of the OST, or if because they were actually really good. Maybe a combination of the two.
We're not sure.
But yeah, this OST, I'll figure out a rating by the end of the review, because we got to really start honing in our OST ratings here.
Yeah.
Give it a grade. But let's move on to 16. 16 is Takashi's Memories. And I really love the Rhodes, like the Fender Rhodes timbre, that the keys, you'll hear it right when we start playing it.
And also Sprint.
Oh yeah, well the sprint melody. Emily heard the sprint melody right away. I do love the piano choice or the keys choice that they made for this piece. It was amazing. And those strings blend in so well with it. I love the underlying. At first, I heard white noise. As I listened to it more, and as the other instrumentation kind of disappeared and left some space, they were pads, and they were beautiful pads, very laid back, and kind of they acted as a good bonding agent, like a glue for the contrasting timbres of instrumentation, because strings in general can get a little harsh, just because, I mean, it's a bow vibrating across strings. It's got a bit of a harsher tone to it. The attack is different, but that Fender Rhodes is super mellow, belongs in like, you hear it in a lot of lo-fi and stuff like that. It's very, very mellow. So having these two contrasting instruments it's actually a very good idea to do that, because they occupy different sections of the frequency
range. And they
range.
balance each other out.
And when you throw in the pads underneath it all, it is the perfect glue for it.
Yeah.
It blends them both together. So let's take a listen to that one.
And then even when the violin comes in, there it is.
There's Sprint.
It stopped me in my tracks. When the violin comes in, there's also a stand-up bass that comes in as well, and it has a very slight moment of almost feeling kind of jazzy, the way that the bass sounds, but then it kind of mellows out, and it doesn't keep that kind of swing.
Because this song is so mellow, it like they gave it sort of
just
edge.
Like an umph.
Just a little edge. Beautiful. I love the Rhodes.
And that tone on that violin is so pretty.
And this is a sign of a great composer too. Composing a violin piece for the performer. Now the performer, you're getting almost no edge, no attack really out of the violin. He composed it for a mellow piece, and the performer is playing it without getting that
the crunch.
Raw screech and crunch from the violin. That they're doing a great job. And there's the pads.
And it's also really fitting for a memory. You know, those bells, pads type of things, they're very reminiscent of like something you would think of with a memory. So they did a really good job with choosing the instrumentation for this one. See, we aren't hating on this OST that bad.
We just found the right songs.
That's true.
Yeah, I really like that piece.
I did as well.
I really, really like that piece. I also liked number 18, which is Miracle Brain.
I just said, well, the song evolves.
That one had I love the title, Miracle Brain. It's a good band name. This is finally actually one of the electronic tracks that I can get behind. It's colorful, it's intelligent, the timbre choices are pretty good. It's got a great arrangement and awesome modulation that changes kind of the vibe of the piece in a great way. And I really like the flow of the piece. You know, it's I put at the end, well done, sir.
Well done, sir.
Especially for I didn't like most of the electronic or drum and bass choices for the entire thing, especially for how cool the composition was for the orchestra. It got a little out of hand.
I can understand that.
It got a little out of hand. I also half-starred Seiko's Dark Side. That was super cool.
I half-starred Psycho's Dark Side and Psycho Shows Up. I really did like Psycho's Dark Side. It was just organ.
Yeah.
It was just straight organ. It was very fitting for her character and for the scene. The mini harmonies with the dissonance was perfect because
cool.
This is where she's telling him, like, I enjoy killing.
Yeah.
Like, I look forward to it. And this is who I am. And it's like, they're just sitting there in this like room alone. And it's like, oh my God.
She's the person that joins the military because she wants to kill people.
She wants to kill people.
But she only wants to kill people that she finds are an actual enemy. She's not like
a
she
psycho.
enjoys murder in a psychotic way, but not innocent people.
Yeah. She's not going to murder people who are.
But she might, and she talks about it in the anime, she will entrap you. Like if you are leaning towards doing something like a crime, mostly like not an innocent crime either. It's got to be pretty bad.
It's got to be a pretty bad crime.
She will entice you into doing the crime so you can do the crime
so
and
she
she'll
can
kill you. Yeah.
Yeah. So she does have a dark side, and the organ, especially after they've already really used a ton of those horror effects, and then they just use this organ that has a fucking great tone to it as well. They use that organ, and it's just so much dissonance.
My note for it was like super fucking cool, but actually doesn't fit the rest of the OST.
No, not at all.
It doesn't. Not that there's any rules, but
there's no rules on this OST, that's for sure.
Well, there's just no rules in music in general. But I absolutely love the piece. Go listen to number 20. It's super cool if you want to hear a really good organ composition. But yeah, it doesn't really fit the timbre of the rest of the OST. Not that I wanted it to either. I didn't really. It's like I said, it's still figuring out a grade for this one. I had number 22 starred, and you said you had number 23.
I had 23 full starred.
Okay. Well, let's briefly go over our notes for 22 and 23 since we starred them, and then we'll get right into the enders. Seiko Shows Up was an awesome follow-up to how terrible 21 was. That's for sure. This piece is actually pretty dope. Really like the mood for Seiko. Elegant, stoic, badass as hell, violent in a super smooth way. There is grace in her heroism. Very cool transition into the B part too. And then you bring back the A part with a super cool drum groove that feels a bit slowed down. It feels like it slows down the piece. Doesn't actually do that. It's just a bit of a halftime drum groove. And they bring it back in full swing. It was a great, great piece.
Yeah, I said, some shit's going to go down when she shows up.
Yeah, like I would hear this piece in a zombie apocalypse and be like, all right, we're fine, guys.
Yeah,
we're saved.
Shit's going down. Shit's getting fixed.
Grab the popcorn. We are saved. We don't have to fight anymore.
And then I started number 23. It's called Last Battle. Super epic start to the piece. And then the thing that we kept finding that happened was that it would have this epic start, like really cool start, and then it would just like turn into this like pretty generic drum beat. That was it.
Yeah.
But this one actually transitioned into a melody that wasn't overly saturated with an electronic beat. Like it was there, but it wasn't the forefront.
Yeah, it made sense. Blended well.
It blended well. You can hear hope in the string section. They kind of get like a little bit like melodic in a way that it sounds like, you know, don't worry, you got this kind of thing. But you still hear like anxiety and caution like in the rest of the piece.
I'm surprised you like this piece so much. I actually thought that the drum beat being laid back was negative, a bad choice for this piece because it is the last battle. You want something super energetic.
I felt like it was energetic. The piece was energetic. It just wasn't overly drum beat, which I found that it was a nice balance with having the orchestral parts and the drum beat.
By the time you get to the B part where the solo's happening, I love the cello part and the strings.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome choice for that. I think that the percussion and the rhythm section could have just been, I don't know, arranged a bit better.
I agree.
I think it was just maybe, I forget the dude's name.
Who?
The composer?
Takafumi Wada?
Takafumi Wada, I think, has a great sense of string composition, which is probably why he works so well with Hiroyuki Sawano.
Yeah.
However, the digital timbres and stuff, now, this is 10 years ago. So he could have gotten way better. And it could have just been the choice for this pretty cheesy anime.
Well, I think he did the last season of Seven Deadly Sins. I don't think Sawano came back for this last season of Seven Deadly Sins. And I think Takafumi Wada. So when we listen...
Wait, actually, I thought it was the other way around.
What?
I thought he did come back for the last season.
Hiroyuki?
Yeah.
No.
We'll look it up.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. Let's move on to the endings.
Yeah.
Because we are done. I think my grade for this is probably going to be a C minus, if not a D. A D plus.
I'd give it a D because it is not good standalone.
Yeah.
It didn't have a moment of like forefront in the anime. And if you're going to make an OST, you at least want your music to stand out as well.
Yeah. Yep, it gets a D.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the endings.
Yeah.
I am super excited about this, guys. Super excited about the endings. Why don't you talk about them?
Okay. So endings 1 through 12, all of them by the artist Maon Kurosaki. High School of the Dead did what the listeners did. They changed the outro every single episode. Mwah, beautiful. And
we love when that shit happens.
And they did a great job with capturing the balance of the anime and the opener. They did a really good job with that.
Yeah, they did.
None of these endings were released as singles, but they all appear on her debut album, High School of the Dead, HOTD, which was released September 2010.
What an amazing debut album.
No shit. Like, even before she had a single released, this is what came out.
You don't get one song on an anime. You get your entire album as the endings for the fucking anime. That's super cool. And great production choice, High School of the Dead team.
And the album itself peaked at number 25 on the Oricon, which is not like horrible. It's not the greatest, but for her first debut album, a whole album dedicated to High School of the Dead.
It's in the top 25. I mean, it's not even just in the top 50. It's in the top 25. That's a very fucking good job.
That's insane.
Especially for I mean, I know the anime was super popular, but this enhanced it. For sure.
Yeah.
The endings enhanced it.
Yeah.
We kind of picked like 6 of our favorites.
We picked 6 of our favorites, and then we're going to have to like
we dialed it back to 2.
Yeah. So a little bit about her. She began performing music in 2008 and was discovered by NBC Universal Entertainment Japan, who used to be Jenny on Universal. Her music is influenced by her love of anime and Lolita fashion. You can find her at almost any anime con every year. She's a huge fan of Evanescence to the point that her first lyrics she wrote were inspired by the band's music.
Sounds about right.
Yep. You can also find her music in Danganronpa 3, Fruit and Eden of Grisea, Tokyo Ravens, A Certain Magical Index, and School Live.
I haven't seen any of that shit.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to play 3 enders for you. The first one, because it's the first one.
And it's included in the OST.
And it's on the OST. And then we're going to pick our 2 favorites. One of my favorites and one of Emily's favorites.
Yeah.
Although they were kind of like,
They
6
were
of them
all
were all of
same.
our favorites. Yeah. And then, I'm so sad we don't get to play number 3. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's listen to number 1. Ending number 1.
Kimi to Tayo ga shinda hai.
Good job. Pretty Evanescence-y.
Yeah.
I love the bass player of this band. I love the bass player of this band. The rhythm section is fucking killer. The animation is pretty similar for all of the endings.
All of them.
You just see, like, basically they're zooming out of this one picture on we'll call it a bulletin board, like a scrapbook bulletin board sort of thing. And as they zoom out, you just see more and more memories and headlines and pictures missing people. Yeah.
Blood splatter.
It's a great ending. I love the tone of the piece. I love it. It starts off pretty good. Not my favorite. Not my favorite out of all these. Actually, if I could have subtracted number 1, it would have been okay if I could have played the other ones that I really liked. But this song wasn't bad, but like how good it gets.
It does. It does get very good. I'm very excited to play track 11. Or ending 11, I guess.
We're not playing 11. Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, yeah. All right. You're right. We're playing 7 and then 11.
Because 11 was my favorite.
That's right. All right. Sorry, I got
the
the numbers
mixed up. Get out of here.
I got the numbers mixed up. I really wanted to play 3. It was heavy. That was the heaviest song, I think, or one of. There were 2 pretty heavy songs.
There's a lot of them are pretty heavy. There's some like pretty slow ones in there that match the scene that comes out of the episode. But for the most part, they're mostly pretty heavy.
They're pretty heavy. I want to play. I really liked 3. That was a really cool heavy song. But I think my favorite, I gotta give it to 7.
Okay. So the English name for ending number 1 is The Day When You and the Sun Perished.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. What are the lyrics for that one?
In this never-ending world, oh, the profusely blooming last words, sneer at the despair. We will no longer turn back, bellow at the top of your lungs. The usual everyday scenes are now bursting open on the day when you and the sun perished.
Wow.
The last line is farewell, I'll get going now, toward the beginning of the end.
That had to be about when they murdered fucking, well, they didn't murder him.
His best friend,
yeah. At the very beginning. That's not a spoiler, guys. Trust me, it happens in the first episode.
Yep.
It's a hook, if anything. And you don't know who the fuck we're talking about.
That is also true.
So, I think it fits.
I also think it fits.
I think it fits. Cool. Let's move on to number 7. You want to pull the lyrics for that one before I hit play?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's do it. Number 7. This one's my favorite, guys. Fucking awesome. bass line is so fucking good. And the groove, my God. If you guys want punch out of your drums, that is the sound of punchy drums, especially that kick. And the kick and the bass sound so good together. This song fucking rocks, yo. And I love how they open up to this like almost resolving kind of really open chord there right before the guitar solo. Oh, it's such a sick guitar solo. Shit's nasty. Sick. It cut off there a little too quick. I wish it had kept going, but that's YouTube for you. All right. Lyrics for that one.
On top of the bed with my legs folded, what am I doing staring at the smudges on the ceiling? Dawn breaks, yet the scenery isn't any better. The morning is always blindingly bright to my eyes and cruel. A fuss keeps bellowing in my head. Even the back of my teeth is in dull pain. A fuzz is resounding inside my chest, urging me on all together. Hey, shut up for a moment.
Hey, shut up for a moment. I want to. What are you talking to? Are you talking to your body?
I guess so.
Hey, body, shut up for a moment. I know we got to go kill zombies, all right? Just relax.
Yeah. The last line is, faint and twisted memories shoot me through my entire head. If I honestly can't be around, then I'll just pull the trigger. The pain is temporary. So is the distorted world.
Yeah, it fits.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I remember when this song came in, too. I heard it. I was like, oh, shit, this is a sick ass ender. And obviously it was for episode 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember if they played. I don't think they did. Where they played the opener as the ender of episode 1. I don't think they did that.
No, they did not.
Okay. Couldn't remember, but all right, let's move on to number 11.
Yeah. This is my jam.
This one's called Hollow Men. It's got to be about the zombies.
Gotta be about them zombies.
Are you ready? Do you have the lyrics pulled up?
Yeah.
Cool, let's go. Here it is, number 11. This one's also so good. Such a punk song.
You know what's cool about this song? Is that the lyrics are by the author.
Oh, really?
The creator, yeah.
Daisuke Sato?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I want to jam to this all the time.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Like, it holds all of the themes from the anime. Like, kind of that guitar just sounds kind of like it's screaming at you.
It sounds more zombie apocalypse than the other songs, in my opinion. And it's got this really cool minor arrangement or minor progression. Guitars dance there. It's a cool breakdown. Bassline is really doing the dancing.
Also very Evanescence.
Jinx.
Pinch poke, my friend. And then just brings it back.
That's a great song.
Like, I'm totally going to listen to this on my way to when I want to blare this in the car. When the speakers shake when I come back from work, you'll know why.
Oh, God damn it. Don't blow our fucking speaker system. She has ruined my car, everybody.
Stop it.
Totally ruined it.
It's ours.
Sure.
I pay monthly on it as well, sir. Thank you very much. Guys, guess what? Guess what?
What?
We actually have fun facts today.
Do you want to get into the lyrics of this song?
No, I don't even care.
This song definitely fits. Let's check it off.
Super fits.
Super fits. All right, let's get into some fun facts.
Yay.
You're so excited
I'm
about
so
this.
excited. I found something interesting. Yay.
Yay.
My title for this segment is OMG, we have fun facts.
Yeah, finally. We haven't had them for the last 2 episodes.
I know. So there are a shit ton of pop culture references in this anime. Like all the way from like the names of the guns, the names of the convenience stores, the characters. So Shaun of the Dead, George Romero, Zombieland, 28 Weeks Later, and that is just a few. There's so many references.
There's a bunch of Easter eggs in this, which
Yeah.
makes it so much more fun to watch.
It does.
Especially if you love zombie movies. I'm a huge fan of zombie movies. And I remember when there was like a big wave
of
zombie everything.
Walking
for like
Dead really spurred
3
that.
or 4 years.
Yeah, Walking Dead really spurred
Walking
that.
Dead did. What there
Zombieland.
was an A Day to Remember album that came out that was all about a zombie apocalypse. I'm pretty sure it was A Day to Remember. I think it was. No, mate, fuck. Which one was it? I know a band came out with like it was like a 6-song EP that was all about zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's A Day to Remember. I'll look it up.
The original title was School Zombie, Kill, Kill. I like that. I think I would have much rather that be the title.
School Zombie, Kill, Kill?
School Zombie, Kill, Kill. Because it's all capital letters. And
High School of the Dead is a pretty catchy title, though.
That's true. So the character Hirano, the boy in the glasses, he was initially named Nagumo and was modeled after Ed from Shaun of the Dead. I thought that was pretty
Except
cool.
way more badass.
Except way more badass. I don't know. Ed has his badass moments.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is it true that there's a spot on a man's skull that if you shoot it, it explodes? That movie's such a good movie, too.
It is a good movie. Maybe we'll have to watch that with Mabry.
Actually, I think I just quoted a different movie, same character. Or same actor. I'm an idiot.
Well, that's it. That's all I got for you. We got some fun facts in there. We got some banter in there, and we talked about everything we need to talk about. I'd say this was a successful episode.
I think it was a success. Go watch High School of the Dead.
Yes.
It is so fucking good. And it's a great way to start off October. Comical, still gory, still zombies, still titties. You get everything in there.
Like, this was like the perfect one to transition from our like ecchi month into spooky month. Like, this was the anime to do that.
It was great. I did not know what to expect from High School of the Dead. It was I really, really enjoyed it. And I knew what it was going to be as far as ecchi and fan service goes, but interesting plot, predictable in a way, like any other zombie movie, but very good.
Yeah.
Not overly serious. Actually,
not very
perfectly
serious.
under serious.
Yeah.
Serious enough. It's a great show. Go watch it. That's it though for us guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead with your outro, Emily.
My friends, whether you are taking us with you for the ride or you are chilling in your own BBC, we are absolutely thrilled to be sharing our love of anime and sound effects and music. Everything that we love sharing it with you.
Yes. So if you could do one thing for us, click the links in our show notes. Just go down to the show notes and explore the links. We have a very big and growing and engaged anime community on our Instagram page. That's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun talking to you guys. So thank you for supporting us. I look forward to the month of October because we got a lot of good horror anime, some just gory, awesome shit that I haven't really given a chance yet because there's been so much other good anime out especially this year. So we are going to be binging some horror anime this month. I hope you guys watch it with us. And if you're feeling generous, there is a link to support the show down in the show notes, as well as on our link tree in our Instagram. I think there's a link tree down at the bottom there too. There's a donate button, and there's also an anime merchandise shop. So if you guys want something for your money instead of just entertainment, you can also do that. Go check out our merch shop at Etsy. And I think that's it for me.
Yeah. I'm so sorry that this episode got put out late. It's been a busy week in general.
Yeah.
And then I also have a sty in my eye.
You just got an eye sty.
So stress. So we took it slow this week because when you get a sty in your eye from stress.
And ended up working out perfectly. One, because
now we're releasing it on the 1st of October.
Yeah, it's perfect, in my opinion. It worked out.
But I am sorry. I know that we say that we're going to do it on Thursdays, but there is a possibility that we might switch it to Fridays being released or change the day entirely. We're not really sure.
Yeah, we're not sure.
We're gonna figure it out.
Coming up to the end of our season here, and end of season 1. It's almost been a fucking year. Can you believe that?
Woo!
Hell yeah. Well, that's it from us, guys. So tune in next week for another episode of
The
Anime Noise.
Ooh, we did the same voice.
Rock and roll, bitch.
Yeah. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
This has been a Beanbag Chair Media production.